Sawasdee Krap, Sat Sri Akal. Today on TSN Talks, we have with us a special guest. He's a diplomat, a businessman, a cryptocurrency investor, along with advisory to many businesses here. He's a proud Thai-Sikh, and let's spare no time to introduce to you our guest today, Mr. Dhammandeep Singh Khanijaun. Sawasdee Krap, Dhamman.
Sawasdee Krap. Sat Sri Akal ji.
So Dhamman, thank you for sparing your time and coming here on TSN Talks.
It's my pleasure. Thank you
It's
for
a really honor for TSN Talks and our audiences to meet His Excellency, Mr. Dhammandeep Singh Khanijaun. How do you feel when people call you by the...
At the start, it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird because I'm not used to people calling me His Excellency, Your Excellency. But I think as time went by, I understood it's a privilege for the title, and in a way, it's good to know that despite how I am, how I look, people of all backgrounds, they do give that respect for this title.
According to my knowledge, I think so you are the first Thai-Sikh in Thailand to have this position. Am I correct?
Yes. The first Sikh in Thailand, yes, it's a matter of fact. And I was quite surprised also that I was being welcomed by both Thailand and my host country to represent me, despite looking differently.
Yeah.
From that.
So before we go further on, I would like our audiences to know Mr. Dhammandeep Singh is the Consul, Honorary Consul to the Bahamas. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm the Honorary Consul of the Commonwealth of Bahamas to Thailand.
Why is it the Commonwealth of Bahamas? Like Honorary Consul to the Commonwealth of Bahamas of the Kingdom of Thailand.
Yes, to the Kingdom of Thailand.
So that's the full name of that.
That's the full title.
How long has this Commonwealth of Bahamas had an embassy here in Thailand?
We don't have an embassy, we have a consulate.
Consulate,
of which I had to set up. They've never had a prior representation in Thailand.
Okay.
So I was the first representation for Bahamas in Thailand here.
What did they think? Why did they need a consulate in Thailand? What actually happened? And does having a consulate in Thailand have a purpose for it, like to promote Bahamas or relationship between the two countries? How does it work?
The reason they wanted to set up a mission here was because they saw opportunities and similarities between Thailand and Bahamas. So they can start some business, but you need someone here.
Okay.
Fortunately, I didn't know them. A very good friend of mine who's an ambassador.
Okay.
He lives in the UK. He's very good friends with the foreign minister in the Bahamas. And while discussion, they were saying that they're looking for representation in Thailand. Do you have any? So my friend, he was very close, so he recommended me, asked me for my profile, my resume, and they were quite impressed with the resume, and hence they approached me to take on to this position.
Just for my knowledge, does representing a country has to be a citizen of that country, or it's actually not necessary?
No.
Or maybe it's a small country, an island country, so it might have some...
No, not exactly. Actually, in Thailand, there are, I would say, about 60 plus honorary consuls in Thailand, representing over 57 countries. Now, an honorary consul is usually a rank held by a businessman, someone with proper background, with a lot of connections, who can actually do the duties for the countries, not to the level of the ambassador, because an ambassador is usually a citizen of the country.
Okay.
Is a national.
So it's different.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's very similar, but an ambassador is a full-time government job.
Okay.
And an honorary consul is actually usually a businessman that would be happy to represent the country, and the country finds that person deserving.
Okay, I got it. So ambassador is selected by the government. It has to be the citizen of that particular country. While the consulate can be of any background who has a good profile, good businessman, who has good links with the country and is ready to do service for that particular country. Correct. So how does this actually feel? When I saw your post, or when we posted on Thai-Sikh News, so I was getting questions, what is he doing? What has he become? He's a diplomat, he's sitting here, how can he be? So people have 101 questions, and I said, soon we'll be meeting him on a talk show. I'll get all your questions answered from him. So can you just explain to our audiences?
I was appointed almost a year ago.
A year already?
Yeah.
2024.
2024. On June, actually, my appointment letter says June 3rd, 2024.
June 3rd, 2024. So basically we are celebrating 1 year of...
celebrating 1 year.
His Excellency Dhammandeep Singh Khanijaun.
Yes. I got the letter around the 24th, I would say. And I was quite shocked. But with that comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
You know, to make sure that you represent the country in the right manner. I mean, a lot of people here have not heard of the Bahamas.
Correct.
You know, but Bahamas is actually, I would say, one of the jewels of the Caribbean. It's got one of the most beautiful waters in the world. I mean, water as clear as a drinking water. I mean, you could see down the sea few meters deep. Bahamas is known for, I would say,
beaches.
Beaches, yes. Tourism, yes. One of the biggest cruise hubs as well.
Okay.
Cruise from the Miami. You know, there's at least 5 or 6 cruises docking every day there. 20 to 30,000 people coming into the Bahamas every day. But apart from that, they are very well known for financial services, very similar to Singapore.
Okay.
You know, so they're quite known.
Financial hub, you mean?
It is a financial hub of the Caribbean. There.
Correct. So, what is your actually main job now or responsibility, and how you plan to connect the Bahamas and the Kingdom of Thailand? Trade, business, tourism.
So I will give you a brief background what an honorary consul does.
Yeah.
An honorary consul has a few core responsibilities. All right. One is basically consular services. Consular services. We have to promote bilateral relations between the two countries. You know, like trade and economic. Try to find businesses between the two countries. Business and economic development that I have to do. Public and cultural diplomacy. And act as a link between the foreign ministry in Thailand and the foreign ministry there. If anyone wishes from there to travel here, assist them with the visas or whatever they require, or people who want to travel from here to there.
Someone wants to go to the Bahamas. So do they need a visa over there?
Absolutely. Currently, they do need a visa.
Okay.
We are in talks to make bilateral free visa between the two countries. That's that will be hopefully one of the achievements I do right now. We are in talks with both the governments and in process. So I do hope sometime this year, you know, to get it done.
So actually, as of now, the visa has to be...
right now, they can apply visa online.
Online, okay.
They apply online, but of course, we always recommend if you're applying visa online, you know, contact us. Send us the details, application number, and we can help expedite it. Everything in the world has become a bit more digital. You know, make it easy. We don't require papers and all. Everything, just scan it, get the form out, fulfill all the details they require.
So, how far from Thailand is the Bahamas, and are there direct flights to Bahamas?
So, Bahamas is in the Caribbean.
Okay.
There are no direct flights. The shortest travel time, Bangkok to Bahamas, currently is about 25 hours.
25 hours.
25, and that is the shortest travel time, which I prefer to take. So I fly from Bangkok to London.
Okay.
I take the midnight flight, Bangkok directly to London. 3 hours transit at the airport, and then I take British Airways from London straight to Nassau. Nassau is the capital.
Nassau is the capital of the Bahamas.
Nassau is the main, yeah.
Okay, it's like an airport.
There are many airports. Actually, Bahamas, the country consists of 700 plus islands.
700 plus islands.
And there are a lot of airports. There are like maybe in excess of 20 airports there in multiple islands.
What's the population over there?
Bahamas has about 400 some thousand people there.
400,000 people.
400 some thousand, but majority of people are living in 3 islands. The main is Nassau, where the whole government is there. And there's the other island, which is the Grand Bahama. You know, it's a free port there as well, where they've developed the port for people to do business.
So what is Bahamas actually famous for? Like you said, one is the beaches. And why do you say it's a financial hub?
Because I would say a lot of people in America, and I don't mean only in the US, I mean in the American continent, they come there, they have for the banking facilities here.
Okay.
It's one of the best offshore bankings. And when I talk of offshore, I speak it in the most legitimate aspect, that it provides amazing financial services, just like Singapore.
Okay. And regarding tax issues?
No, there are no taxes there.
No taxes out there.
Taxes there.
Okay, so it's a haven for people who do businesses and.
Businesses there. But yes, their regulations are quite strict. You have to follow terms and conditions of doing businesses there.
So now, according to what you just said, you are in process of trying to make it happen regarding the free visa thing.
Yes.
Between Thailand and the Bahamas. Yeah. That's your main agenda.
So if you see, because one of their main sources of income is tourism as well, and it's the beaches there. Thailand also has tourism and beaches here.
Yeah.
Now we are trying to find a way to connect both the countries. We were facing challenges because of the travel distance and the traveling time, but I would say a lot of people are now coming to Asia. You know, right now they have an embassy set in China, so a lot of Bahamians, they come to China. Now we've noticed an increase in number of people coming to Thailand as well.
From the Bahamas.
From the Bahamas.
Regarding this, I've understood a bit, but I wanted to know, as of now, what responsibilities have you done regarding your completion of the 1 year? Any achievement as of now? Since there was no office of the Bahamas in Thailand, so now have you established a proper center or office for the consulate in Thailand?
Yes, I've already opened the Bahamas consulate here, which is basically with my office. We've just moved to a new location in the Trendy building, Trendy Sukhumvit Soy 13 on the ground floor, where we have the Bahamas consulate as well as my own office for my other businesses. So we have that here. In the past 1 year, I basically ensured that everyone knew there was Bahamas consulate, made myself known in the whole diplomatic community. And I would say I was one of the most active honorary consuls they've had in Thailand. You know, when I've spoken to a lot of other diplomats, and there's like, you're quite active, I get to see you in almost every event, you know. And it's good because I look different.
Yes.
You know, I proudly represent not just the Bahamas and the Thailand, but I represent the Sikh community as well. You know, so I want to make sure that when I'm there, I am remembered.
Yes, that was our next question regarding how do you feel as a Thai-Sikh or as a Sikh while representing the Bahamas, going for meetings, for royal events. Is there any change in attitude of people towards you with your outlook? Because a Sikh in Thailand and representing the Bahamas, it's all totally different. So how does it feel? Are there any conversations that people ask you, how did this happen?
I mean, a lot of people ask, how come, how the Bahamas, you know, why the Bahamas, how the Bahamas? Actually, a lot of people does not know actually Bahamas is quite prestigious. And I would say I got to know more of that after I got appointed. Because when I started meeting the ambassadors, and they're like, wow, I'm surprised you got for the Bahamas, because it's not easily that they give such titles to anyone.
Okay.
You know, so getting to represent the Bahamas. Firstly, it's quite, I'm quite grateful for that, and I'm quite happy that I've got such a prestigious position here. But also apart from that is doing justice to my community as well, because what I do will represent everyone around, everyone behind me.
Your country and
my country as well as my community.
Correct. So now, what are your plans? Like, okay, you said you have set up already an office. Your agenda now is to get a free visa between the two countries. What further apart from that?
Apart from that is to initiate trade and tourism. Okay. There are a lot of similarities with regards to culture as well. When you talk of the sea culture, the beach culture and all, we can actually do joint tourism between the two countries as well. We can get banking collaboration between the Bahamas and Thailand.
Okay, that's number one.
Of which they were asking us as well, how we can do. We've had a few ministers come from the Bahamas to Thailand over the past 1 year for World Trade Organization meetings, for all the other stuff. There's currently a World Food and Agriculture event which is being held by the United Nations as well.
Okay.
Of which we have one of the ambassadors who's representing the Bahamas is currently in Thailand. So there are a lot of things in which they're seeing how they can benefit us and how I can take people from here to there.
That was what we were talking regarding Dhamman's position as an honorary consul to the Bahamas in Thailand. Let's get something personal now. So share something regarding your family. How many kids you have, and how do you balance your business, work, family life?
So I'm a third generation Sikh in Thailand. My grandfather was born in Thailand but brought up in the Pakistan side of India before partition. And they all moved here right before the partition, where my father's entire family, basically everyone, moved to Thailand.
Which year was it around?
My grandfather, I think he moved in late 1940s. Right around
during the partition time, maybe?
Right around the partition, before partition.
Okay.
Because all the Sikhs in Pakistan were made to leave.
Okay.
Right. So they were in a village called Sheikhupura, which is in Punjab side of Pakistan.
Your grandparents' name, by the way?
My grandfather, Sardar Balbir Singh Khanijaun.
Okay.
And my grandmother also, she has the same name, Balbir Kaur.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were quite good. They've passed away, been over 20 years. They passed away, and we're grateful enough to have gotten to meet them. I live with my parents. We've got a wife and 3 kids. Not easy, I would say, to balance between all.
Yes.
Because I would say I'm still new in my role, and there are a lot of events that I have to attend. Now, when I attend, I have to learn about the events, learn about the people I'm meeting there.
Yeah.
How I present myself in front of them, because almost all of them are more senior to me.
Okay.
I'm one of the youngest.
The youngest.
I wouldn't say the youngest. They're 1-2 younger than me. But basically they got honorary consuls passed on from the father.
Oh, okay. It can be passed on also.
In some of the countries, I would say so. From what I've seen. Otherwise, I'm one of the youngest, and everything I do will be noticed.
Yes.
Being a Sikh.
Okay.
So how I put myself in front of the people, how I represent different people, what I say, what I speak,
it's all taken notice just because of having another look.
Exactly. And I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think it's actually something good, because everyone is different, but it's how you outshine yourself, how you outshine yourself in the world.
Outshine in the world is correct, but now during these interactions, have you found anything when you are on a scale of like representing, like I said, being a Thai and a Sikh and a consulate, does everybody know about the Bahamas Because according to me, in Thailand, like you meet officials and all, I don't think so they even have heard of the name of Bahamas.
Thai officials, not much.
Yeah.
If I go in the diplomatic community, they're all very well aware where Bahamas is, what Bahamas is, what they do. You know, so that's why they were congratulating me in a very welcoming way, I would say, you know, to have received this representation. And they all actually offer quite good assistance if I needed anything. You know, made friends with a lot of ambassadors here in Thailand. I've gone dinner with a few of them. I've become an integral part in the Honorary Consuls Association of Thailand.
Okay.
You know, because I've been very active. So I would say things are on the positive side.
It's good. You're energetic. You're active. Okay. Regarding your families, coming from Sheikhupura, grandparents, and what about your parents?
My parents were, my father was born in Thailand. My mom was born actually in Cambodia.
Okay.
She was born in Cambodia but brought up in India, and then they moved to Thailand.
Born in Cambodia,
Yeah.
brought up in India, and came to Thailand.
Moved to Thailand, yeah.
Why was that?
My Nanaji was he was a very smart businessman. I mean, he was in those days he used to travel around. There was an international businessman. He could
Okay.
speak 16 languages
During the 1940s,
during the 1940s.
16 languages.
16 languages. You know?
Oh,
So he used to travel around quite a lot, and they had a big family. They had the major business set up there in Cambodia.
okay.
So my mom was there for a bit. She was born and then lived in India. Then they came back to Cambodia, lived there for a bit. But then I think when the coup took place, you know, all of them had to migrate to Thailand.
Okay, so all came from Cambodia to Thailand. That might be during the 1950s.
Must be.
Was it?
No, in the 60s.
60s.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Okay. So how many kids does your parents have? You, any siblings?
Me, we are three. I have an
Okay.
older brother. He's a doctor in Australia.
Okay. His name?
Dr. Sukhwant Singh.
Dr. Sukhwant Singh.
Yeah, he's married
Khanijaun.
to a doctor as well, Dr.
Okay.
Jaspreet Kaur.
Are they living here?
They're living in
Thailand?
Australia,
In Australia.
in Melbourne.
And the third sibling?
And my sister is Twinkle
Okay.
or Dhammandeep. She is married to Dr. Ramanpal Singh.
Also a doctor.
He's also a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the only businessman in the family.
Regarding
Apart
business,
from one.
what's your main business?
I'm an
Before
entrepreneur.
reaching that point of being a
So
diplomat.
I'm actually an entrepreneur. I like setting up business. I specialize in business developments.
Okay.
When I have an idea, I conceive an idea, I work on creating a business, making an idea into a business, and then getting someone to run it.
Just some examples of anything that.
There are a few businesses I've worked on. One is, which I'm still working on, is my clothing business. I have a tailor shop.
The textile, the tailor shop.
The tailor shop called Dhammandeep.
Okay, Dhammandeep, yeah.
Dhammandeep. From my
I've
name.
seen that on the Sukhumvit Road.
Yes, I know. That was before we just moved.
Okay, to the trendy building.
To the trendy. So Dhammandeep comes from my name,
Yeah.
Dhamman, and I gave an
Ino.
Italian touch to it.
Okay, Ino.
Dhammandeep. That's one. Our family's into real estate business.
Okay.
Okay, we have a couple of hotels in Pattaya, and we built a few condo resorts. Majorly, my father looks into that.
That's also in Pattaya.
That's all in Pattaya. One of the businesses I was very proud on working on was called Petronics. Petronics, which was we were converting plastic waste
Okay.
into reusable fuel, into reusable diesel.
In Thailand.
In Thailand, I was working on that for quite some time until COVID.
Okay.
Then I had to stop. My friend took over the business. He's still working on that today.
And how is it? It's progressing?
It's running. It's progressing. It's progressing. He's doing. I stopped on that. I took a step back because I couldn't work on it because he
Okay.
was working overseas with that. So he took over.
And
the
that's
business.
something new.
Yeah.
Let's come to another part. Every day I see your status or your story. You post something regarding the cryptocurrencies and all every day. Why you're so much involved in the cryptocurrency as an investor, or you trade? What do you do? And how is the future of the cryptocurrency?
I was lucky enough to be introduced to cryptocurrency in 2016.
2016.
So I was an early
before
investor.
COVID also then.
Yeah, of course, long before COVID.
Oh.
Long before COVID, 2016, I got into crypto, and from then I was only studying, and that was the start. Basically, not many people knew much about crypto. I took a leap of faith, jumping into it, and it eventually paid off. I've learned a lot of things.
Did you trust during that time, because 2016 it was new in Thailand?
It was
many people wouldn't even touch it, but what gave you the confidence for this is it?
I would say I happened to have met a few people who shared with me certain ideas, and it made sense to me. I got into it and slowly got more into it. You know, saw how the world was going through
evolve with the currency
issues. Yes, because people were sick and tired of government involvement in those
regulations
days.
regarding
Government
the
regulation
currency
with regards to money, right? And banking was becoming more difficult. Hence, cryptocurrency became prominent. Although in today's time, you can see government's involvement is much more.
Yeah.
You know, on the contrary, nonetheless, I think it's come about time to regulate crypto, because there have been a lot of scams that has taken place.
Yeah.
You know, there have been anyone thinks to start a project, they take money of investors and disappear. You know, so I would say regulating crypto to a certain level is good, but again, we speak of Bitcoin in particular, when there are a lot of institutions, I would say, high-level institutions getting into cryptocurrency.
You mean in the world or in Thailand?
In the world. They get into crypto, get into Bitcoin. When they start controlling a major part of it, then it's not going to be as easy as before. People would think you can make a lot of money. It will not be. It becomes more controlled.
Okay, it's controlled by the big institutions, the flow of the.
Yeah.
So then, according to what you're saying, then I think so people should go into the meme coins, which is not yet controlled by the institutions.
I would not say. I would strongly suggest people to stay away from meme coins if they can, because meme coins, you can either make it or break it. Majority of the time you will break. You know, so rather not get into meme coins. Get into technologies, I would say. See what the flow is like. For example, today's time, the world talks about AI. Everything is AI. There's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there's Grok, there's all of these. You know, there's also an AI section in crypto. You know, study about that. Study blockchains. Blockchain is inevitable. Everyone will get into blockchains. But crypto is just a small part of blockchain.
Okay, blockchain is going to evolve more than what it is at present.
Much more. I would think so.
I think so. We have to do another episode on just regarding the cryptocurrency, the blockchain industry. He has so much information for our viewers and just for me, which is something new. What about the Bahamas? What are the regulations for the cryptocurrency over there?
Actually, very interesting question, because Bahamas, I'm not sure if you've heard of FTX.
FTX, yes.
So the collapse of FTX was registered in the Bahamas as well.
Okay.
And Bahamas played a major role in arresting.
The founder.
Yes.
Okay.
Arresting Sam and having him sent back. You know, recently I think they were just selling off all his assets and all to compensate
the losses.
So based on that crash, that fatal crash that happened, they modified the crypto regulations even much more in the Bahamas. You know, to make it a bit more strict. And it's good for people who wish to do genuine business.
Okay, that's again Bahamas. Where do you see the future of cryptocurrency in Thailand? And since you're a diplomat, you're meeting officials and all, have you ever suggested anything to them?
What, with regards to buying?
Regarding the cryptocurrencies, how Thailand should open up and all that. As many regulations are going on, and you are, as far as I've seen, very much experienced, I think so you should give a lending hand to them also.
I would say Thailand has a lot of smart people. You know, Thailand is one of the forefronts, at least in Asia, if not in the world, with regards to crypto adoption. We have one of the most traders, you know, in Asia.
Thailand.
If we talk in percentage-wise, almost the most in the world.
Thailand, you mean?
Thailand, yeah. Percentage with regards to population.
Correct, regarding to population.
Almost the most in the world.
Okay.
Thai people, I would say also maybe partially because they love and they have a slight gambling nature,
yes.
you know, so it's like stock market, but this is much more volatile. It moves up and down in a huge way. You know, in today's time, like you talk about meme coins, you can see it pumping 50% and dumping 100% in one day, you know. So people who do not understand the market, wish to make early money, I would say no. Invest what you can lose, I would say.
Invest what you can lose.
Yeah. Just consider if you put it in crypto, you've lost it. You know.
Okay.
But don't be greedy for huge profits.
Investment tips, long term. Crypto, stock market.
Stock market of where? Of Thailand or of America?
Anything, global, stock market, crypto. Crypto is also global.
If stock market, I would say India.
India.
India for the next 2 to 3 years would be quite a big boom there.
Okay.
In India. Crypto, I would say yes, but only on the major coins.
On the major coins, or the stronghold ones.
On the
top 5, you mean?
I would say the top 20.
Top 20.
Not invest all 20, but select in the top 20. They're quite good.
Now, since you have been a student and businessman, investor, a family man, a diplomat, what next for Jagm Singh? Any plans or just going with the flow?
One of the dreams I have, one of the very big, actually it's a wish and a dream, I would say, is to do something for the Sikh community. Because
global, you mean, or Thailand?
I would start with Thailand first.
Okay.
You know, something for the Sikh community here. Sikhi has played an important role in my life. And having that as a backbone, as a support to me, you know, understanding what it does, I think can actually help a lot of people, even the younger generation, walk on the right path. See, we all human beings, we make mistakes, right? Every day, we are all making mistakes. If you have the backbone or something to rely upon, you know, on your back, which is usually your religion, because your roots are built there. If you can rely on that, you will have a stronger hold to walk forward with courage. Now, a lot of people don't understand today what Sikhi has done, because maybe it's being preached differently.
Okay.
You know? Sikhi is not just a way of life. You can look at Sikhi as a way of life. I mean, we all say, you know, Sikhism is a way of life, but the jewels inside Sikhism is enormous. Now, Sikhi covers everything. It covers way of life. It covers ethics. It covers a human being's standards. It covers power. It covers war tricks. It covers, you know, social welfare, social presence, everything there. You know, so I would say, wanting to establish something for the Sikh community, for the upcoming generation, I would say specifically.
What would it be like? Something like an institute, a learning place?
Something like that, I would say. An institute, an academy, you know, which I can also learn.
Something like the basics of Sikhi, like you mean in the UK or like that?
Could be something like that. I've not thought in details, but yes, something like an academy where, you know, we can understand Sikhism in all aspects, not just only the teachings of Guru Granth Sahib, but, you know, Sikhism has a lot of other scriptures as well, which has become a big controversy today. Some people believe or not,
I got it.
you know, but God bless them, you know. But from what I understand, Bani, from what I've used and implemented in my life, they've made a lot of difference to me.
What would be your advice to the youths regarding how to take the Sikhi way of life in your life that they are going through these days, the ups and downs? Like you said, it has played an important role in your life. Some tips that you might...
A lot of people may have the misconception that, you know, going around in Sikhi swoop with the full beard, with turban and all, you might not get accepted in the international community, in the international world. But with God's grace, I think I defied that challenge. I say I walk in proud to represent Sikhi in the most rightful way. Of course, I would like to get a bit more in line with Sikhi, you know, but still, at least as the first impression goes, I would say that I could, to a certain level, do justice to how it is. That is one of the main reasons that I accepted the role, because I wanted to create an example for the upcoming generation, because I have a son as well.
Correct, yes.
You know, and I want my son to see me and say that, you know, if my father can do it,
yes,
in this route, I also can do it. So I want to live by example, and I want to be able to influence the upcoming generation as well. That is actually really not difficult.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's just we put.
I think so. We need examples. Like everyone looks as an example.
And I see a lot in my generation today. You know, that everyone we've been talking to, and they all say the same. Like, you know, we are all having to live it, so our kids can get influence. I mean, I don't condemn anyone. You know, everyone has their choices, but I would say sometimes maybe with a bit more understanding given to them, they could probably look at it differently.
In another way.
In another way. You know, not by force, not by compulsion, but by choice.
By choice.
When we make Sikhi a choice for them to be wanted, then I would say that we will start seeing a big change in the society.
Any role model for you in terms of whom you can look up to, if it's Sikhi, as an investor, or as a role model for a businessman?
No, there are actually a lot in different aspects. I mean, if you see around the world today, you're seeing prominent Sikhs coming out.
Yeah.
You know, take for example, Ajay Singh.
Correct.
I think Ajay Singh Banga.
World Bank.
Banga. World Bank. He was the CEO of MasterCard for years. Now he's in the World Bank.
Yeah.
You see, recently I read that there was a Sikh who was appointed one of the personal security officers for Donald Trump.
Correct.
Right.
Personal guard.
Yeah. There's Jagm Singh, who was in the parliament in Canada.
Canada
He
just
was the
got
deputy
22
prime
politicians from the Sikh community.
Yeah. He was the deputy prime minister.
Yes.
You know, the defense minister was a Sikh there.
Yeah, right.
There are examples all around. We see in Singapore also, they're prominent, all prominent Thakral family, they're prominent families there. You know, in all around. In Bangkok, we
anyone your role model?
In Bangkok, we have Nikon.
Okay,
Nikon, you know, who was a role model of mine in a lot of things as I grew up. You know, that he was there since the school time. I've seen him.
You've been in the same school?
Well, I was in the same school. I was like 8 years younger.
In you mean Thai-Sikh International School, and then ABAC.
And ABAC. I saw him in Thai-Sikh International School, and he influenced me at that time. Because he was the school captain.
Yeah, he was.
You know, I saw him in one of the events where
with
he wore
turban and
turban with the
prefect
badge and all, and I was like, I want to be that one day. And with God's grace, I did become the school captain when I was in school. You know, so that was one of the influences. Now I want that kind of influence to happen to the upcoming generation. That if these guys can do it, I can do it.
So basically, you've come to your education also now. You studied from Thai-Sikh International School.
Yes.
Then
ABAC,
the Ramkapang campus.
No, both. I studied at both, Ramkapang and Bangna. I got 1 year at Bangna.
Okay, Ramkapang one, and the new campus in Bangna, that one. And after that?
After that, I studied in Samping.
Samping.
I worked in textiles.
Okay.
I worked in textiles. I worked in tailoring.
Okay.
How
was the experience in Samping?
It was good. It was different. I was always interested in working. So in my summer holidays, I would go with my father's salesman to Patunam, to the market, and go
with your bags and
with the bags and go see how they sell, how they talk.
Was it fun? How was it stressful?
I always liked.
Was business
people.
good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I always liked meeting people, talking to people, you know, talking to different people.
Regarding the Sikhi part where you were just saying you wanted to bring up something over here, the reason I asked you was anyone you had as a role model, correct? So I think so according to your answers, you think you are going to be the role model for the upcoming people.
I would
generation.
Want to be one, yes.
Correct.
I would want to live by what I preach. It's not an easy thing.
Yes.
It's not an easy thing. It comes with a lot of challenges, but I think it's not difficult to achieve.
Yes. At the end of the program, I would like to ask any piece of advice that you have. The life has taken you through many roller coaster rides as of where you are today and where you plan to go ahead from now. Any piece of advice to our viewers?
I would say, like you mentioned, life is filled with roller coasters, and every single human being goes through it. Main thing is to not give up. Of course, it's not like I've never felt like giving up. Of course, I did feel like giving up, and life did bring me down to my knees.
Okay.
But
in which year was that, by the way?
Oh, it happens.
It happens regularly.
Happened along the way. It
happened
along the way.
Okay.
Happened along the way.
Was there any moment that you really felt, well, I don't know what to do with my life?
I did. Actually, I went through a major accident in my life in 2016. I got hit by a truck in India.
The same year, the crypto, you landed in that crypto.
Yeah, that year. So at that point of time, I didn't know what to do.
How big was the accident?
Oh, I almost died.
Really?
Yeah, I almost died. I still have a metal plate in my hip.
Okay.
And I got hit by a truck in India.
In India, where?
It's somewhere in Balgarh, near Delhi. I was coming back to Delhi from Punjab.
Yeah.
So got hit, but I would say it's okay. It's part of what life has for you. You learn from that.
That might be the transformation time for you.
Absolutely, you realize a lot of things. You realize a lot of things in life. You learn a lot of things. At that time, I felt like giving up. A lot of people who knew me also, they saw, but I would say my family's support, my wife's support, it kept me going. My daughter was just born, my youngest one was just born.
Okay.
She was 51 days.
Okay.
When I had my accident. So that kept me going.
You were alone during the accident?
With a few other business associates, we all got hit because we were changing cars on the highway.
Oh.
I was changing to go to the airport. Right, so the truck just had to cut out and he by chance hit us. But I would say never give up despite all the challenges that comes to you, because remember, with every bad times, there are good times along. Every step of the way is two-sided coin. If there's heads, there's always the tails. If there's good, there's always bad. If there's bad, there's always good. I follow a lot with what says in Japji Sahib, Dukh par har sukh kar le jaye. Means with every sorrow, there's happiness awaiting. So if you're facing troubles in life, facing sorrows, I don't know if you can say that, but I could say just celebrate, because good times are coming right at the doorsteps.
So that was today's TSN Talk episode with Dhammandeep Singh Khanijaun. A big thank you to Dhamman for joining us today, and we hope to bring you lots and lots of more new faces, new achievements, new talents right here. A big thank you again to all our sponsors who have been supporting us, and we hope to get your support throughout the program. Thank you, and Swadee Khap.